hours from now, the Buffalo Bills will be in the Meadowlands in a division game that sort of looks a lot more important now than it did when the schedules came out. The Jets are a surprising 5-3, just a game and a half back of the Bills in the AFC East, and sporting one of the best defenses in the entire league. Even with all of that, the Bills are headed into this weekend as 11.5-point favorites, according to the Vegas odds makers. Our Bills insider Vic Carucci joins us live once again here on Friday. Vic, Bills 6-1, the first time since 1993. Of course, that was the season the Bills made their fourth consecutive Super Bowl appearances. I wonder what similarities you see between this Bills team now and that one way back when.
Quite a few, Michael, and not just the records. I see a team that has been steadily ascending since the 2020 season. And if you go back to that Super Bowl run era of the 90s, it was like 1989 that you sort of saw the takeoff. And then, of course, 90, 91, 92, 93, they were Super Bowl regulars. Obviously, this doesn't assure the Bills, this team, of getting there, but it looks like that's the fast track. You could see it on offense, at quarterback, all the similarities there with the weapons, same ones that in terms of quality. And I realize the guys that played in the 90s teams are in the Hall of Fame. We'll see if these guys get there on the current team, but you see it there. And defensively, too, a lot of strength in terms of especially their ability to keep opponents from scoring.
Vic, when we talk about this weekend's game, it's interesting because it's the first time since Week 9 of 2011 since both the Bills and the Jets entered a game against each other with winning records. So it kind of tells you where things are right now. Still, as we mentioned, the Bills are a double-digit favorite. Every game matters right now. You want to make sure you get in the best position come the postseason. How are you kind of sizing up this matchup this weekend with this Jets team that's better than a lot of us thought they'd be?
Yeah, they definitely are. You mentioned that defense. It's legit. And Robert Saleh, the head coach, he's a defensive background. That's his strength, his forte, and he's built it. And they've got some really good players, especially on the back end. Sauce Gardner, the cornerback that they drafted first round, is a remarkable player. He'll face a big challenge, of course, going up against Stephon Diggs. But that all said, I agree with the double-digit favorite that they've been installed by the folks in Vegas, because I think the Bills are a far better team. The real weakness of the Jets is their offense. They're a team that will persist, try to run the football, but Zach Wilson, their quarterback, when it's on him to kind of carry it with his throwing, well, that was the case last week against New England. He had 3 interceptions.
I like the uniforms in those pictures. I think that's about as far as it goes with Zach Wilson's performance to date. Finally, Vic, the Bills are going to be without Jordan Poyer. Of course, that's not great. But we're going to see Trey White back, his first appearance of the season. He had that devastating knee injury last Thanksgiving. What sort of impact do you think that has, seeing him back on the field?
Yeah, I think it'll be a big lift for the defense, just emotionally, to see Trey White back in there. He's a high-energy guy. He's such a popular player, not only off the field with a fan base, but especially with his teammates. And, of course, the most important thing is performance. And, having been away as long as he is, it'll be interesting to see how he sort of feels about that knee, that first action when you're cutting and turning on a knee that's had the major surgery that one has. Is always, you hear athletes say it all the time, it's something they have to go through and get through. But I think that'll provide a lift. And the hallmark of this team really, Michael, has been their depth, especially in that secondary. They've held up well. Yes, they're better with Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer on the field, but I won't take a thing away from the others who've been out there and helping to carry them along defensively.
Yeah, I think it's been one of those things a lot of people worried about, right, going into the season, and they've performed well, no doubt about it. Vic Carucci, thanks as always. Have a great weekend.
Okay, you too, Michael.